How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we work together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build a positive mindset. My name is Henry, and in this episode, we're going to talk about how to understand why your life is the way that it is. If you are someone that looks around and wants to make a change, whether it's internally with how you feel or externally in the world that you experience, this is going to be the episode for you, because we're going to help identify what you've done to create the situation so that you can shift and create what it is that you want in the future. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So you can pick a word. It can be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, you're going to charge yourself up. You're going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you, and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. We're going to take another deep breath. This one is about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so that we can receive the message that we need to hear to get us in that positive perspective. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you, and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. So one of the things that can be the hardest to accept is that we are the creator of our experience. Because there are a lot of things that happen in life that we could use to justify why things are the way they are. And you wouldn't be wrong in doing so. But this thing, this ability to create something special, this ability to shift and feel something special, is a gift, and we have to know how to use it. And if you want to know how to use it, you have to accept certain laws of this experience. And the biggest one is that you are the creator of it. The law of attraction is always working. So the situation you're in, you have attracted. Things might be happening externally that are causing things to be difficult, but you have attracted that frequency. But the positive to that is you can shift it. I want you to think about how we start this podcast. When we take that first deep breath in and you pick a word, you pick love, you pick happiness, you pick joy, you pick forgiveness, you pick abundance, like whatever word you pick, that word represents a frequency. How often through your day do you pay attention to the words or thoughts that go through your mind? Whether someone puts them in there or you've built them yourself, those thoughts and words mean something. They mean the frequency that you are vibrating in. So if you want to change your experience, you have to change the words and thoughts that are going through your mind. That's step one. Step two, of course, is acting accordingly to those thoughts, acting in alignment with those thoughts. But you have the power. As soon as we stop putting the power elsewhere, we can make a shift. We can start thinking a different way. You can start picking the frequency that you want in your life. If you want to be happy, you better start saying, I am happy. I see the happiness in the world. I am loving. I see the loving in the world. You have to start saying that frequency over and over and over again. If you say it repeatedly, if you constantly put it in your mind. When something happens, this is how you put the action in alignment with it. When something happens, you choose to act in alignment with that thought. Meaning, you go interact with somebody, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's somebody at work, maybe it's somebody in the street, whatever it is, and they do something that would normally hurt you, that would normally cause you to go into a negative mindset. And as long as it's not extreme, right? Your life is not at risk. Your physical health is not at risk. Just the normal things, like maybe they say some little jabs, or they never acknowledge you in the right way, or maybe it's at work and they don't value you being there, whatever it is, and it normally would pull you down. If you decide to be pulled down by that thing, then you are picking that lower energy. You can say, I am happiness. And when that thing happens, you say, no, I recognize what is going on. This is not giving them a way out of how they're behaving. This is giving you a way out of the energy you're residing in. So you decide, I am happiness, I am joy. Where is the happiness in the situation? Where is the joy in the situation? How would somebody that operates completely happy within, completely with joy within, how do they handle this situation? And your inner counselor, your inner guidance system will give you the path forward. And that's where you listen to it. Every day, every moment. The more you spend time acting in the frequency that you desire, the more you spend time thinking in the energy you desire, the more you will create that as a reality. The most important part is creating it as an internal frequency within you. Because the external really doesn't matter. There is somebody going through a situation identical to yours, and they're more miserable. There is somebody going through a situation identical to yours, and they have perfect inner peace. They wake up every day happy. They wake up every day with joy in their heart. They wake up every day seeing the beauty in the experience. So it's not the external that truly matters. You can attract a certain external thing. This power, this law of attraction is always working, so you can use it for whatever you want. But number one should be internal state. You don't want to be rich, famous, and miserable. You don't want to be successful and depressed. You want to be right within and then go down your journey. You want to be right within and then expand, because then you get to spread that joy within you. So when will you commit to an energy? When will you wake up and constantly tell yourself who you are in the highest capacity? So many of us do it in the lowest. So many of us see the negative and say the negative over and over and over in our head. Some of us even speak it. Some of us even get stuck in those conversations over and over and over again. You are not a bad person for how you operate. You are a perfectly made, energetic being having a human experience. We've made mistakes. We've been versions of ourselves that we don't want to be anymore. That's okay. The future is up to you. Who do you want to start being today? What energy do you want to start giving today? Ask yourself that. And maybe you don't know. Maybe you don't know what career you truly want. Maybe you don't know what experience you truly want, but I bet you know how you want to feel. I bet you know how you want to look at the world. I would imagine that most of us want to feel peace. Want to feel calmness, want to feel joy, want to feel abundance, want to feel loved. So those thoughts, those frequencies, perfect places to start. So start small. Pick one thing and never let it go. It could be money, if that's what you want. It could be love, if that's what you want. It could be forgiveness, it could be abundance, it can be joy, it can be excitement, whatever it is that you desire. Pick one thing and don't let it go. When you wake up, I am loving and I love people. I love the world. Everything that happens, I see the love in it. Start saying that over and over and over. And then when you're challenged, when you're on your way to work and someone cuts you off, when they're riding your tail, when you're going to be late, when the boss is a jerk, when the situation is difficult, continue your mantra. I am loving. I see the love in the world. I'm here to expand love. And so when you feel the opposite of that start building within you, you override it with the thought, and then you pick the action that aligns with it. The action that aligns with it is going to be a version of you acting in a way where you give what it is that you wish to receive. When someone's mean, you give them love. And that form of love might be forgiveness. That doesn't mean you don't have boundaries. That doesn't mean you stick around them, but you send them love. You don't sit and be angry about it for weeks on end. You don't sit and be mad. You don't sit and be low about it. It might hurt, but this is for you to grow, not to be right. Being right is when something happens, when someone does something that hurts, and you sit in the equal energy of it. You are down in the equal energy of it. You put out the equal energy of it, even if they deserve it. That's being right. You're not wrong for wanting to be right, and it's understandable to be in that energy. But if you want to change, you have to do something different than what you've done in the past. You have to start building an energy, and it's not about them winning and you losing, meaning they get to be this version of you that hurt you, and you have to be the one to change. But in the end, you are the one that should change. You are the one that's here to grow. You are the one that's here to expand. That's what you are. That's the gift you have. You are the observer and creator of your experience. So let's stop trying to be right. Let's stop trying to act as if we would assume most people would act and decide to be the energy you want to be. Do you want to be joy? Then be in joy. It doesn't matter what's going on externally. It doesn't matter how people are hurting you. If you want to be abundant, then be abundant. If you want to be financially wealthy, then be financially wealthy. It doesn't matter what the economy is doing. It doesn't matter what the news is saying. It's your experience to create. All times in history, there's been depressions. There's been financial stress. There's been people hurting, poverty, all of those things. But at the same time, there's been the opposite of it. And of course, we tend to think that, oh, well, those people had the money. They kept it from other people. And maybe some of them did that. Maybe that's the experience that existed then. But what do you want to create? Why can't you be the one that learns to be abundant, that learns to create financial abundance, and then is able to help others so others don't experience that? Why can't you be the one when people are hurting, when people are pain, that heals themselves, grows, lives a beautiful life, and is able to inspire other people to do the same? It's time to be what we desire to be and stop being right all the time. I understand that people hurt us. I understand that situations are tough. For some of you, you might be in school and your whole life is in front of you. And the things that you've gone through up to this point have been the hardest things, but they're not the end of the world. But to you, it feels that way. It's okay. Some of you are going through true abuse. Some of you are in dangerous situations. I know that every situation isn't the same, and it's not as easy as just deciding, but it is. It may be a hard decision. You might go through a lot to do it. Remember, when we decide to be something, it's the actions that are going to get us there, because the actions are usually where we break. It's easy to think about being wealthy. It's easy to think about being joyful. It's easy to think about forgiveness, but it's a whole lot harder when you're put to the test and you have to physically do it. I'm not sure if it was the episode yesterday or the episode before, but I talked about financial abundance. I talked about having the thought processes in your mind, that frequency of, I'm a millionaire and I make $1 million a year. That's powerful. But then what actions are you going to do to follow it? You can't be saying every single day, I'm a millionaire and I make $1 million a year, and then keep showing up for your job that you make $60,000 at every single year and not doing anything to change it, not putting energy into anything else to help create what it is that you desire. If you keep showing up for that $60,000 job and do nothing else, you're telling the universe that not only do you truly not want the $1 million, that you actually don't know what you want and you will take whatever the universe gives you. It's the same with everything. If you are constantly showing up with negative friends, being around negative people, but you keep saying, I don't do drama, I'm a positive person, I want to do this, but then you keep doing the same things, you keep listening to the same music, you keep watching the same shows, you're telling the universe that you truly don't believe it. In fact, you don't know what you want because you think you do, but you don't follow with actions. So the universe is going to give you basically what you've been having this whole time. You have the power. You are meant to be something. There's no what you're supposed to be, but there's definitely a who you should be. You should be abundant in love and forgiveness. everything else is bonus. If we just feel an abundance of love within us, if we're just able to receive an abundance of forgiveness, life is good. I believe in you. I've talked to some of you, whether it's through direct messages, whether it's through one-on-ones. You all have such amazing paths in front of you. You all have such amazing power that you could create such a positive world. It's there for the taking. So let's really decide who we want to be. Let's really decide the power that we want within us and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you a positive perspective on how to change whatever it is that you desire to change. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link in the description. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram and TikTok down below. I appreciate all the follows there. You can also join the Facebook community. There's a link down below for that as well. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time. This episode of the Positive Mindset Podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service, and it's 100% online. I'm so happy with this partnership because it's something that I have used, and it's so positive to have a different perspective, someone that is a professional that can help you with your life no matter what it is that you're going through. Now, the great thing about BetterHelp is when you talk to your therapist, you can do it via text, chat, phone, or video call. So it's really about your comfort level and how you would like to communicate. You can message your therapist at any time, and you can schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. If you've been thinking about doing this, since you're a listener of the Positive Mindset Podcast, you're going to get 10% off your first month when you go to betterhelp.com/Henry G. That's BETTERHELP.com/HENRYG. So if you're ready to go, click the link below and get started on your wellness journey.